Should be live streaming now. I'm going to press record just as a backup. Okay, you're good to go.
Okay, this is the April 19th Public Safety Committee meeting for CB11. The time is now 7:06 and we are beginning our meeting. We do have a quorum. My name is Veronica Castro. I am the chair. We have Eliza Rodriguez, Melanie Lahoz, and Yahe Obi, who are committee members. So first, just to get it out of the way, did everyone get a chance to look at the January, February meeting minutes that were sent out to you? I'm going to take that as a yes. Now, does anybody have any discussion about those meeting minutes? Okay. So I make a motion to accept the minutes as they were written. Do I have a second? Anyone?
Second.
Thank you, Ellie. Are there any objections to those minutes? Any abstentions? Okay, then the minutes for January and February pass. The March minutes, unfortunately, I was delayed in getting them to the board office. They will be published on the website within the next day or two. So once those are published, we can vote on them for the next meeting. So again, I apologize for the delay. Okay, now, one of the items, or the item that we have on the agenda, as I said to everyone else, the 4-9 is not going to be here tonight because our crime prevention officer, Medeiros, is out on vacation. So one of the things I want to share with you, and I'm going to share my screen for those of you who can see it. See if I can do this properly.
Veronica, I got a question for you.
Yes.
Isn't there more than one officer in the precinct that can handle this?
Yes, but I did ask for someone for a replacement, but at the time it was I guess too late. I asked for it yesterday. And
I mean, I was hoping you'd have the new captain here.
I am going to request that he come to one of our meetings. I'm going to put that out there this week to see, give them enough heads up to see if they'll join one of our meetings to introduce himself and to address some of the concerns that we have.
If I was the board chair or vice chair, I would demand that he attend the full board meeting.
Can't demand.
That's something that we have talked about, and
Man.
Yeah, we cannot command anyone to join our meetings. We can request that they join the meeting. We can invite them to our meetings. But as I've said before, we're trying to make the focus of the public safety meeting one aspect, I should say, of the
Veronica, I'll tell you what, I'll talk to people downtown, and if I have to, the commissioner, make sure he gets there. Thank you.
No, we don't need to do that.
No, we don't. Not at all.
We don't need
Not
to
on
do
our behalf.
we can take care of that.
Yeah. Okay. So on April 5th, some of you may have heard that before April 5th, Officer Medeiros was out doing some traffic guidance on East Chester Road and Pelham Parkway. There's an icon school there. So, one second. So I can see you guys, and then we'll go into that. So he was doing traffic like he usually does. He goes out there on his own accord. Because it's a safety hazard. There's a lot of backup. There's a traffic jam that happens there. So he goes out there periodically and tries to handle the traffic so that there's no incidences and everybody's safe. Unfortunately, on one day, there was a parent who apparently was not in a good mood or had some kind of issues, but when she was told, or he was told, I actually don't know the gender, when they were told that they needed to either move or wait, they proceeded to hit Officer Medeiros with their car. So this became an even bigger safety issue because apparently there's some kind of road rage going on. People are not listening. So on April 5th, we met at the corner of East Chester Road and Pelham Parkway. It was Officer Medeiros, myself, co-chair Phyllis Nastasio, District Manager Jeremy Warnicki, Keith Cobb, Holly, I'm sorry, I forget her last name. They are from the DOT office. Keith Cobb is an interim that is sitting in for Novato's place until they have an official person to take over that position. And the dean and the principals from the Icon School. So we went over there and we discussed everything with them. There were some suggestions made. One of the suggestions was that there's the sidewalk, or not even the sidewalk, the street leading from the corner of Eastchester Road and Pelham Parkway up to the front of the school be made a no parking zone during school hours. So that way it gives the parents somewhere to park really quickly so the kids could get in the car and leave. That even though it's a no parking zone, everybody knows that people are going to park there, but at least it won't be blocked during that time by other people who aren't supposed to be there. That gives some kind of leeway, some kind of ease. Other suggestions were made that the road coming from Jacoby towards Eastchester Road, that there be a right-hand turn only lane. And to be honest, when we were there, right around the time the school was being dismissed, which is about 3:45, I believe, people were coming from the main roadway of Pelham Parkway, and as soon as they got to Eastchester Road, they were turning into the service road to get to their kids because of the blockage that was happening all the way back on the service road. There was no way to move. People were stuck in the middle of it for a few minutes. There's a lot of traffic, a lot of safety concerns. The kids are just crossing in front of these cars. So there is a lot of concern. So what the school has done and what the school is requesting is that they're put in a request to the BxCB11, and their email reads, "Thank you for taking the time to visit the congested intersection of Pelham Parkway South and Eastchester Road this afternoon. As per our conversation, the Icon Charter School Network would like to make a formal request of DOT for a no standing 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. sign to extend from the front of our school building on Pelham Parkway South to the corner of Eastchester Road on the west side of the street. This will help drastically alleviate the bottleneck that currently exists, backing traffic into the Eastchester Road intersection during both drop-off and pickup times for our parents and their families." So at the time, Keith Cobb, who I did invite to this meeting, but he had too many other transit meetings that he was attending, and he said he will try and attend a future meeting. These are suggestions that he made, and he believes it can be done. So we asked the school to put it officially in writing so that we can have it addressed and we can hopefully get this. Now, this isn't something that's going to happen overnight. It's going to take a few weeks for it to get done. But this is something that I personally, seeing it for myself, feel that it would be a good thing to help alleviate some of that traffic congestion. Does anyone have any questions or comments on it from the committee? Okay. Does anyone have any questions or comments from the gallery? Richard, Bob,
Yeah, Veronica, having been involved in schools like this, okay, the cars will still park there, they will double park there and block traffic. What's needed is police enforcement to give out tickets, and that'll stop it. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, that was addressed, and they will be enforcing the no standing sign for people who are parked there during the day that aren't supposed to be there. The school also knows that some of their teachers park on that side, and they're going to address it with the teachers to let them know that this is happening and they should find other means across the parkway or wherever they can to be able to park. Okay, so to help alleviate this. Tyrone Madero said that he will let the precinct know that it has to, once the sign is up there, that has to be enforced so that people who shouldn't be there are not parking there, so they will get tickets. And we'll see how it goes once it's started. Yeah, hey, do we need to make a motion? Are we sending a letter of support to them? Do you know?
Hey, sorry, can you repeat the question? I got in my car and I The Bluetooth wouldn't connect, so I had to exit and come back.
Okay, no problem. So for the letter that the school is requesting, they sent us an email requesting for the no standing sign from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. in front of their school. Do we need to send them anyone a letter of support for this, or is that something that we could just send through to DOT?
Yeah, we can send a letter. You can vote on a letter to be sent to the Department of Transportation. The Transportation Committee can do this, but since it was a safety concern, we can do it too. Send a letter. We're requesting us to be done, or requesting those spots to be switched to no parking. I probably, if it's only like a couple of hours a day or two periods a day, no stand-in would be better, because no parking still allows people to, park their car and sit in their car for 6 hours if they wanted to. But no stand-in means that, like, you can't even park there for a second. So I don't know which one would fit best.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I misspoke. They're actually asking for a no standing sign from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Okay, that's just know that you're going to get some pushback from the community, from some residents, whenever you lose any parking spots. So I don't know if there's another way to do it, maybe 7 a.m. to like 9 a.m. and then 2 to 4 p.m. But either way, DOT is going to do their own study and their own analysis, and they're going to come up with a recommendation. So, but a letter can be initiated from us. It can be initiated from the school. It doesn't even have to come from us. It can be initiated from a business. But since we're part of it, we can send that letter to DOT. So whatever motion we do today, we have to still vote on it at the full board.
Right.
And then it goes to DOT. DOT will come back to the board, just like they did with the one-way street Rhinelander Avenue.
Well, Keith Cobb was actually at this meeting. He was there when we were surveying it and speaking with the school. He was in agreement that a no standing sign from 7 to 4 would be a good idea for it. We asked the school to send us an email, which they did, which I shared on the screen just a few minutes ago. They put in their request in writing to the board. So now, does that mean that we don't need to do a letter of support, or would it be helpful for the school if we did a letter of support? Well, of course,
No, I think it would be helpful. I think it would be helpful if we even sponsored the whole thing, and DOT would come back to us, and we would deal with DOT as the community board versus just DOT and the school, and the community board is left out.
Okay. Okay, so then I'm going to make a motion, because we do have a quorum. I'm going to make a motion that we send a letter to DOT requesting a no standing sign from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. that would extend from the front of the Icon Charter School front of the building on Pelham Parkway South to the corner of East Chester Road. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Thank you, Yahay. Is there any discussion? Anyone opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, then letter passes. We'll bring this up for a motion at the full board meeting. And then if it passes at the full board, we'll put together a letter to be sent. Okay. Hold on one second. I tapped it on the TV. Okay. Does anybody else have anything they need to speak about, or anything they want to bring to the attention of the board?
Veronica, offhand, I forget the name of the street, but coming off, trying to get on the Pelham Parkway, you know that fork, you can, after you pass Starbucks, you can either go left to go to East Chester Road or go right.
Stillwell?
Say again?
Is it by Stillwell?
Stillwell, yes, Stillwell Avenue. I drive through there every morning to take my son to Iona Prep, and I go that way to pick him up in the afternoons. it's just double parking all the way down that street. And it's just creating a lot of problems where people are even going into the other lane, the one with the traffic coming in the other direction, just to be able to get around. And then you have side streets that are also trying to come on, and it's just creating a traffic hazard, a safety hazard.
Okay. Yeah, it's actually gotten a little worse lately. It's been like that for years with all the car shops and everything.
Yep.
But I've been through there a few times and I think it's just getting worse. It's like double parking almost down the whole strip. We'll pick that up.
And it's making it very difficult for the side streets to come on to Stillwell because they can't move either. And then you got people going into the wrong lane just to get across, and you got people from the other side streets trying to make a right-hand turn. It's just it's been like that for a while, but it's gotten really bad lately.
Okay, I'll bring that up to the 493 team and see if they could have people pass through there. Some of the police officers maybe get them to take the cars out of the double parking lanes. Well, there are no double parking lanes, but you know what I mean. Remove them from double parking.
Veronica, in the vicinity of Allerton Avenue, I've had two friends that had both of their cars broken on 2 consecutive days. One on Wallace, the other one on Barnes. Have you heard any? I mean, it's 2 nights, 2 cars. Both of them are my friends, and both of them called me and asked to park their cars in my yard since their windows are broken and not secure. I'm just wondering what's going on, if the 49th precinct has taken any action on it.
Or if they're even aware of it.
Yeah, were they reported to the 49?
They called the cops, but the cops took too long. Shocker. So I don't, you know what? I start yelling at people for not filing reports.
Yeah.
But I'm not waiting 6 hours to file a report. I don't blame them. And it seems like the police department doesn't want people to file reports because they'll just take 12 hours to get there. And, no one wants to file a report. So there's no report are made.
Okay, so I don't know if they're aware of this. I know they have been at the last meeting, Officer Medeiros did talk about robberies. There's been a couple of car break-ins. They've also been stealing rims and catalytic converters. They've moved on from Hondas. They're still doing it to Hondas, but I unfortunately don't remember. I think it was a Mitsubishi was the next one that they started removing the catalytic converters. He also mentioned that there were a couple of break-ins in the community. So I'll bring this to his attention and let him know that these have happened, and maybe he can let us know if he knows anything about it at the next meeting.
Sounds good.
Okay. Anyone else? Okay. Again, Officer Medeiros will be back for our next meeting. He's always been very good about joining our meetings when he's available. I'll also still trying to get Keith Cobb or someone from the DOT to come. I'll send him another email out this week and see if there's any chance of getting someone in here for next month's meeting. Okay. I guess if that's it.
One thing before you go.
Sure.
I would suggest you draft the letter that you're going to send to DOT before the meeting. So in case anybody says, what are we voting on? You have the letter and you can read it.
Okay, good idea. I'll work with the board office to get it drafted.
Okay, have a good night.
Thank you, Bob. All right, everyone, thank you for joining. I appreciate it. Meeting ends 7:25. Thank you all and be safe.
Peace. Good night.
Bye.